Today I want to talk about how you can be successful but still simultaneously be a fucking failure. This is something I feel right now. You know how the path of entrepreneurship is filled with kind of self-doubt, self-whatever. This is something that I've been kind of realizing I've been fucking up on recently. And I wanted to just make this video. Maybe it'll be a wake-up call for someone who's kind of like started a business and you're already being a little bit successful with it and you've got some success. And yeah, I want to talk to you about some like one of the traps that I've kind of fallen into over the last couple months. So when you become moderately successful, you now have like options that you never had before. So a lot of people who are in business, they've never really had money, made any money until they kind of catch their big break and they make a little bit of cash. So you reach a point where you're just like, damn, like now I can afford anything that I want, you know? And I'm not there yet, but I now make more money than like I would ever make in a job. So you go from not really having anything, you know, to being able to kind of do whatever you want. You don't, if you did build your business properly, you don't actually have anyone babysitting you. You can like travel around the world. You can do kind of whatever the fuck it is that you want. And you feel like your ego gets a big boost from this. Sinister thing. The most fucked up thing that gets you is for the first time in your life, people are asking you how you did it. For me, no one has ever asked me anything like that before. You know, it's just like, I just remember being like in my early 20s thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be someone, and everyone was just like, no, like you're not, you know, like working at a gym and having people kind of say like, no, you won't. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I did have people just be like, Jeff, like I don't know why you are saying like you're gonna be somebody, you know. It's like you're not. So but now you reach a point where you hit a little level of success and people want to hear about it, you know, and it kind of like this validation thing kind of goes, because you're like, damn, I fucking made it. And you do talks, you do a lot of people want to go out for lunch with you. They want to like pick your brain, like, hey, and for the first time in your life, people actually like want to know how you made it, and you're happy to tell them, because you didn't get into this just to make money. You didn't get into this you get into this to give back, to become the best version of yourself and show how you can win in the world, you know? And then when it actually works out for you, people all want to reach out and fucking find out how you did it. So you go on these, like, you do these talks in front of like 10 people, do little talks like, hey, here's what you can do to live your dreams. You go on these like podcasts because people want you for your podcast. And yeah, you just kind of get clout, you know, you get a little bit of clout because you made a little bit of progress in your life. But the thing about this is, you didn't make it to fucking anything. You are still nothing. And you think you made it somewhere, but you didn't. You make fucking more than $10,000 a month. You fucking are just out of the baby phase of building a business, you know? And we feel like we've made it somewhere, but you realize like there's people fucking making $50,000, $100,000, $1 million every fucking month. And there is such huge levels to this. And instead of wasting your time fucking telling people how you made it, that's you like thinking you made it to the top of the mountain, but you're only at like the first step. You just made it to the first step of the mountain, and this mountain is muddy, you know, and you haven't made it to anything yet, but you're still like, you're stopping there to like fucking admire your hard work you did, you know, like when you're still fucking a kid in the game, you haven't done anything. But so you don't want to, like, you're sitting there admiring your work when you're on this mountain, but you're on the muddy mountain, and like you're sitting there talking about like what it's like to have made it, or here's the lessons I did like on my come up. But like, we're still on the come up, you know, you're still on your come up and you haven't made it to fucking anything. You're literally just at like the first stage of your journey. And if we stop here and you just like try to admire the flowers, like, hey, here's where I was, here's what I did, it's like you're going to end up fucking sliding down this mountain because it's fucking muddy, it's mucky, and there is intense competition to get where you need to be. So this is a word of warning when you feel like you made it, you know, when you feel you did it, you know. Back in Roman times, when a general would win a battle, they would have a big fucking party in the streets of Rome, and as he took his like barricade or like whatever, like the little party line of like horses and shit, the chariots that would take him to like one portion of Rome, what he had was, there was a slave behind him that would say, Memento Mori, remember, you must die. And this was a reminder to not let himself get too big of a head about this, you know, to not fucking feel super important that he fucking is like beyond everything, because like we are all going to the same place. And this is something that you get pulled into when you're seeking validation, when people are like reaching out to you to do this and you want to give back, you want to like show people how you made it, you want to show them that like it's all possible, everything's possible, you know. But the thing is, you also need to understand that you're fucking up, and you're building an ego around like the successful person that you're becoming, you know. The important thing here is like the foundation that's got you to where you are, but then you have to get to another level. There's no stopping where you're at, and if you are stopping here, you're going to fucking fall down very fast, because as soon as the economy collapses, as soon as some recession hits, as soon as any like fucking new competitor comes in, you don't have the capital and you don't have the skills, you don't have the focus to actually do what fucking got you to the level of success that you made it to begin with. So this is like a trap that I fell into, and I want to like let you know to not fall into this trap that you can't get yourself out of, right? So if you're making $10, $20, $30,000 a month, you haven't made it to shit yet. Don't believe anyone when they tell you like, oh, you made it, you can chill. You can't chill. And remember that it's not about like getting the validation. Like if you want to be really successful, like take this shit that you're learning, take this level that you're trying to make it to, and like actually take it to a fucking another level. Get to another level, but like your podcasts and your speeches that you do, make like don't even prepare them. Don't even prepare them, you know? Like don't start doing that shit until it's just like off the top of your head, like, hey, what do you need to hear about? Let's go. Like here's what I'm gonna show you. Here's what I'm qualified to speak on, and I can just talk about this from the back of my head. Like I don't need to prepare, I don't need to do anything. It's just like I am successful in like these 1 or 2 domains, really fucking successful, and that's what I'm gonna talk on, because I know it like the back of my hand. And that's when you can start reaching out and doing this shit, when you don't have to prepare for it. And there's got to be a reason for you to want to do that too. Like, what's the end goal? Don't just like do this just to do it. Like, you need to have a end goal in mind. Why are you doing a speech? Why are you doing like podcast interviews? What is it that you want to get out of these things? Yeah, so that's it for me. I just wanted to talk to you about a little bit about this kind of success trap that we can fall into, where you get a little bit of success. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. You get a little bit of success and you want to give back, and you do all these fucking dumb things where you think you're getting ahead, but realistically all you're doing is you're getting yourself further away from the foundations that got you to where you are today. So I get caught in this, and this is kind of like a message for myself, and I hope if anyone else sees this, if you think you've made it, you're successful, you're not, and we're not, and we have a long fucking way to go. Celebrate your wins, for sure. Celebrate your wins and give back when you can, but remember, protect your time so that you can actually become successful. Use that time to actually become successful instead of fronting like you're successful, because I have been fronting like I'm successful, and it's been a weird thing where I felt like I was like, I deserve to, like finally people are realizing I'm becoming something, you know, where it's like, no, I haven't become anything yet. And just because people tell you you're something, like go by your own radar, your own compass, your own North Star that says like, have I made it yet? What are my goals? And have I made it there? If not, you better fucking keep working. Don't like settle and like trying to talk about like the journey. Don't fucking think you've ended your hero's journey and that you've like gone, now you're coming back to teach the other people, you know. It's like no, you are still on this hero's journey and you're still in it, and this is just like another lesson along the way. This is sort of like the Iliad of Homer, where the guy who was friends with Achilles in that Troy movie, where he's like on his way home and he starts chilling at the end. He's like, oh, I can see the beaches, like where my family is, like I'm gonna have a nap. And then his guys open up this fucking windbag and blow like all the winds of the 7 seas and blow him all the way back to where he started, kill all his crew, and he has to go all the way back to square one and do it again properly, you know? So you don't want to do that. You don't want to like be on the precipice of making it somewhere and then you stop to fucking smell the roses, you stop to like admire your work, you stop to like chill, you know? It's not time for that yet. That time will come when we're dead. but yeah, like for now, don't get caught up in like the people finally want to hear what I have to say, you know? Like just like get involved with just focus on doing what you have to do to actually achieve your goals, and don't worry about like all this external validation. That'll come later. You focus on you and actually getting successful, and don't worry about fucking spending your time doing these dumb fucking interviews. Okay? Goodbye.